Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.
Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. So viewers, tomorrow, the 8th of March, is International Women's Day. The theme this year is I Am Generation Equality, Realizing Women's Rights. We all know that an equal world is an enabled world. How can we help forge a gender equal world? Can we achieve this by celebrating women's achievement, raising awareness against bias, and taking real action for equality? How are women placed in the Northeast compared to the rest of the country? Are we happy at the number of women in decision-making positions or bodies in the Northeast? What about crime against women? These are the big questions today. To discuss the subject and celebrate the occasion, International Women's Day, I have an all-women panel on the debate today. A bunch of amazing people who have achieved a lot in their respective fields. From Shillong, I am joined by Hussain, a leading rights activist and founder of the Impulse NGO network. In Itanagar, I have Jarju Meti, a political and social activist and former chairperson of the Arunachal Women's Commission. From Imphal, I will soon be joined by Tara Manchin Hangzo, member of the Scheduled Tribe Commission. And at the studios in Guwahati, I have well-known writer and actor Akakitara Soikia. And from Guwahati, I am joined by businesswoman, business leader Janavi Fukan, director of Jungle Travels India Limited, a leading travel company. Ladies, welcome to Northeast Tonight. I'd like to go straight to you, Ms. Jarju Meti in Itanagar. International Women's Day once again. What does it mean to you? How do you look at this occasion?
Well, Wasbir, thank you for the panel and the invitation. The IWD is basically a ceremonial occasion to celebrate the achievements of the women folk and also to remind the world, the leaders, the decision makers and everyone across boards that we have to make it women friendly. There has to be equality in our world for everyone to be contributing to the betterment of humanity and also to be satisfied that one has been able to do that. The opportunities have to be equal. You are asking if the celebration is worth it. I think that's what you want us to speak about. It's very important, yes, and every single little achievement also has to be celebrated because women's contribution has been undermined or overlooked in the society, and it's very important that the good things that the women have been able to do, the good things the mothers of the world have been able to do to push forward or for the progression of humanity, that has to be really acknowledged and celebrated.
Every little thing that the women, that the mothers do needs to be acknowledged and celebrated. Very well said, Jarju Meti there. Hasina Karbi, what does this day mean to you personally? And do you think this International Women's Day is significant or more significant in any way?
I think every year the Women's Day is celebrated worldwide, and for me personally is reminder that women across the globe is together working towards women's rights issue in many dimensions. Each year we have a theme. This year theme is interesting because it talks about the equality part, that we are no longer requires X or Y, but we require gender equality and we are together. So I think that's a very important, and it's very personal to me because I've always worked through that, that notion of what I do all these years. I've never believed that I'm incapable of doing things what a man cannot do, and I believe that we are equal in the way things are and in the way things are being done, whether at any sphere of the career field that I come from.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely, very well said, Hasina, there. And yes, this goes to everybody, women around the world and in the country we live in, India and the Northeast, no exception. Women have proved beyond doubts they are capable with their main folk and more capable in many ways than one. Janabi Fukan, welcome. Everyone is looking gorgeous today on my panel. I really appreciate that. And Janabi, what does this same question to you? What does this day mean to you? That is how, let's begin the debate. What does International Women's Day this time around mean for you?
Thank you, Wasbir, and thanks for having me on the show. Am I clear?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Yes, carry on.
Okay. So this year's campaign, Each for Equal, clearly shows that it is no longer just a woman's issue. It is an economic issue. Gender equality is essential for economies and economies to thrive worldwide. So what we say is that when women do better, economies do better. So this is what we look forward to this year. Each for Equal is about collective individualism. And each woman in the world today should stand up to be counted and see that they contribute to the economy in their own way. So that is what we are about. Let us celebrate today a day for positivity.
Very well
said. We are all parts of one whole.
Right.
And
right. Carry on. Janabi, carry on.
Yeah. The line was a little difficult, so I'd like to say that it's a proven fact that if women are allowed to participate in the economy at par with men, India could increase its GDP by up to 60% or 2.9 trillion to our economy in 2025.
Absolutely, very well said. Women do better, economies do better. You have linked up it with the economy, which is, of course, at the anchor of every nation's or every society's well-being. If you have a sound economy, a lot of things can happen in the positive direction. Dr. Akakitora, same question to you. You are a writer, you are an actor. Even now, you have come straight from an university in Guwahati that has just felicitated you to mark on this occasion, that is International Women's Day. So what do you feel, what do you have to say today? How is it different from the rest of the past International Women's Day, if at all?
First of all, hi to everyone in Independent. And it's good, and thank you to you. We are going to celebrate an International Women's Day as well. But have a look that I'm wearing a black badge here. Here I'm wearing a black badge. Before I say something, okay, I want to mourn for the little one.
Yeah.
Who in
yeah, that is the black badge that you are wearing. Why so? Why are you wearing that?
And I made the Downtown University, and I had an appeal to almost all the universities and education institution or whoever, all the women organization here in the Northeast, anywhere, to wear a black badge to mourn the death of a 12 years old in Gopur, who was raped, violated, grossly violated, and was hanged in a tree by some juvenile, seven juvenile. So it happened like 2 days, 3 days before. So before I say something, I want to mourn the death of the little one who was violated as well.
Right.
But let me start with this. We have at the same time, at the same pedestal, we have hope as well. As Jahnavi Baido also said, we had hope as well. We are merging into a parameter of equality as well. We in International Women's Day, we want to strive forward with kind of collective responsibility, all kind of empowerment, economic, political or social kind of empowerment. So this is a day where we, all the women folk, I don't believe in, I don't say that only women folk, all of us together give importance to women to be together collectively, and a kind of we glorify womanhood in a particular day.
All right.
So this is what the essence of International Women's
very
Day
interesting
as well.
point, Hasina. Akaki Tora, Dr. Akaki Tora mourns, condemns the way the 12-year-old girl in Gohpur was violated, raped, hanged. I know she's wearing a black badge, but at the same breath, Dr. Akaki Tora says that there is hope as well. My question to you, Hasina, do you think hope can overcome despair as far as women in this country is concerned, or for that matter around the world? Do you think hope can overcome despair?
Of course, I agree with what she said, is that resilience of women is very, very high when it comes to fighting for their rights over the years. And yes, I also condemn what happened in Assam, and we keep seeing every day in every part of the region and also as a country as a whole that violence against women and children has not in fact dropped, but it has increased, more reporting has come. But nevertheless, there has also been, the sunlight across that has allowed women to fight forward, to come forward, to stand by together, which is absolutely a hope for the future.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jarjumeti, you are apart from being a social activist or a women's activist, you are also a political activist. My question to you, Jarjumeti, this year's the theme is I am generation equality. Obviously, the focus is on gender equality. But the question in the Indian context, can we have gender equality? Can women be treated at par? Can they attain that level of equality, without political power? Because when it comes to giving political power to women, it's only a handful of women that we find in politics. So is political power essential, or we are attaching too much importance to political power? What do you think?
Wasbir, political power is absolutely essential because that's where the final decisions are made in the country, in the states. And the absence of women as political representatives of the people actually is a big handicap for the social evolution also.
Yeah.
And these days, in Arunachal, we are looking forward to the municipal and panchayat elections. We are hoping that this time round, at least the political parties, each one of them should be giving tickets, nominations to the best potential, the best capable women in the parties, and not just that the nominees of aspirant males. This is very important for us because when it comes to quality of leadership, women's quality of leadership is always questioned, whereas men's are not. Whereas women can do better given the opportunity.
Okay, we'll wait and watch how the political parties behave. Are they going to give tickets in the first place to women to contest? Will they give the opportunity? Winning and losing will come later. But first of all, the political parties must come forward to put up women as candidates. That is the step number one. And that is where the political parties always fail our women. Let's go to Jahnavi Fukan. Jahnavi, you made a very interesting beginning when you said that where women do better the economies do better. When economies do better, the condition of everybody, whether it is a woman or man, can improve a lot. There is no discrimination there. If the economy is good, whether it is women, whether it is men, everybody is going to get the benefit. Now the question is, you are a very experienced hand as far as business and economy is concerned. My question to you, Janabi, how do you link it up with political power? If the women are not in decision-making bodies, do you think they can contribute?
Well, to start with, if they were, for political participation worldwide, women are still lagging far behind. Though the gender gap in leadership around the world is increasing.
Yeah, I can hear you. You are absolutely clear.
1 second.
Carry on.
Sorry.
You are absolutely.
You can hear me. Okay.
You are loud and clear. Carry on.
So look at the position. Yeah. Okay. So look at the position worldwide. The role of women are increasing in the political sphere, but coming back to business, we are fighting for political power. In the meantime, we must take leadership roles in every other scene, in business, in sports, in health, education. Those are the grounds we have to come up with. While political power is part of getting is part of the education that we can get. It's very important that for the women of New India, there have to be more. There have to be skilling, vocational training, entrepreneurship. Those are the answers.
Okay.
With that, the confidence building will ensure that they get political space.
All right.
We think the position in India has improved.
All right. There's a very interesting.
For the Northeast.
Yeah, for the Northeast.
Yes. I'm afraid I'm having a.
Okay, I'll request my producers to get Janabi Fukan's earpiece fixed in the meantime while I go once again to Dr. Akakitora. Without political power, without women being in decision-making bodies, without being in decision-making bodies, do you think, women empowerment or bringing gender equality possible? Because we find there's a huge disparity. Women not in decision-making bodies, whether it's the traditional bodies in the tribal areas of Assam, whether it is the political parties giving the number of tickets, they will give, if there are 200 seats in an assembly, they'll give 10 people, 10 women seats.
Yeah.
So winning and losing, as I said, is a different issue. What do you think?
Like, I'm taking a cue of Naga Mothers Association.
Right.
You all know that they are the one, they're instrumental in bringing back those terrorists in the table of talks, in the talking table. But whenever much of the women, folk of women try to contest in the local elections, the Panchayat election, it's the main folk, they denied to offer them the roles, they revolted. So the kind of situation we are having nowadays is that we're talking about women empowerment at political levels. The woman's capacity to rule or taking a decision at political level or representation should be enhanced and should be it's the polity. It's not the polity, it's the popular to decide. We need more and more women to represent the political system, the executive, and in the executive, in legislature, we need more women to represent everyone.
More women to represent. No, Hasina, you see, we thought that, the 33, when people are talking about 33% reservation, when a law has been passed that there has to be 33% reservation, that has not seen the light of the day in many of the states in this country. That has only become a rhetoric. That's what I said, that cut the rhetoric, talk business. Now, 33% reservation of seats in the elected bodies, where are they? Look at the case of Meghalaya, where you are supposed to be having a matrilineal society, where women are supposed to have a high status, but even there in Meghalaya, you will find very few women in decision-making bodies, whether it is in the state assembly, whether it is in the Darbars.
Wasbir, if we are talking, I mean, let's just go back to what I'm going to say is I'm generation equal. The world has moved forward globally. Every country is looking at being the superpower, and India is one of them. And every state is gearing to that. At the end of the day, if they really want to gear up to that aspect, then we have to look at progressive countries like Finland, and we have to look at progressive countries like Sweden that has so many women who are coming forward and taking up the leadership roles. We cannot go backward into the cultural norms that does not allow women to participate or does not give a space to women to participate in leadership roles, be it at the Darbar level, at the district council, or at the political level. Having said that, yes, Meghalaya is still way much behind if we are going by the 33% reservation bill. As a person who is also representing Women Power Connect as the president this year, it has been an instrument in moving forward in getting that 33% reservation bill. But by and large, when it comes to the ground, we haven't seen that. I think Jarjub has said it very, very rightly that tickets are never being offered to women. And we've seen that very much more in our area in the Northeast. In one way, we are very progressive. In another way, we have so much of liberty and freedom in terms of culture. But when it comes to leadership role, I think I'm generation equal has not taken place as yet.
Yeah.
So we need to actually move forward that, and political parties has to recognize that if they have to be progressive and join the global economy.
If the women have to be generation equal, then the political parties have a big role in that. I think that is not happening as our panelists are saying. Now, I'm now joined from Imphal by Tara Mansingh Hangzo, a member of the Scheduled Tribe Commission. Tara Mansingh Hangzo, welcome to the program. I was asking the panelists on the show, what does International Women's Day mean to you? Do you think this time it is any different? This time the theme is generation equality. Tara.
Yeah. As a tribal woman from Manipur, as we say that observing International Women's Day have a great significance for us, because we are trying to come out in the limelight, and we're trying to push forward and find a place for ourselves in the political arena. The more women who comes out and participate, and the more we realize that we have a role to play in the society, especially in the political arena, then our word and then our empowerment will start from there. Because so far, in the tribal society, we have not been given the opportunity to express and then realize our full potential and be part of decision making in a society. So generation equality, yes, I think is very good, because we have to realize that men and women are equal when it comes to equity. That means accessing opportunity and resources. If a man can become a politician, why can't a woman be a decision maker too? So we should have equity and then opportunity for women. And the more women are empowered, not only economically, but mentally also, we have to be prepared, Tara, and say that if you want a better society.
Tara, you have very rightly said,
yes?
You have very rightly said there will be equity only when men and women are equally, in positions of power, in positions of decision making. My question is, do you somewhere think that men are the stumbling block? Is it the men alone that are the stumbling block, or do you think it is the social or societal norms?
I don't think men are the stumbling. It's just a societal norm where we live in a patriarchal society where men have more power when it comes to decision making. So the structures is made in such a way that women are always made to play a subordinate role. So unless and until we push forward, women should push forward for equal status in the social structures. Until that thing is achieved, we will not be able to have a say in the society or in
Jarjum,
will not have a power voice.
Right, absolutely. Jarjum, men are not necessarily always the stumbling block, and women have not been able to seize the opportunity. That is also one argument. This is not my view. This is also one argument, that men always are not the stumbling block. It is the women who do not come forward to seize the opportunity. Do you buy this argument?
Not totally, but it's not totally wrong either. Why women don't come forward to seize the opportunities? There are lots of other reasons why women actually don't do that. They are very pragmatic.
Yeah.
They know the real polity also. They understand. There may be very few who are ideologically kind of motivated to take the plunge, but most women are very pragmatic. They are very well informed and knowledgeable, and they are the ones who actually make or break the male leaders. They are the ones who are working day and night behind in the making of all the male leaders in every locality. So they actually know why and when not to seize the opportunity, simply because there is an opportunity.
Okay.
So it's very it's important that the larger society also has to accept the importance of having more women in the body polity.
I think
say
yes,
that men are against
no
women.
one can.
It's the system.
Right. No one can deny that body polity. I mean, there has to be a realization to this fact. But I'm coming to you both, to Akakitora and to Hasina Karbi. But Janabi Fukan, basically, do you have a grievance? Do you think a lot of people think that men are the problem? A lot of people think that men are not the problem, but women have been unable to seize the opportunity. What is your take as far as the business and economy is concerned in this country, or for that matter, the Northeast? Have women been able to, grab the opportunities that come their way? Take the case of Assam. We have one of the most successful grassroots level economic enterprise in the form of the self-help group movement. I think the SHGs have proved to the country that women in Assam at the grassroots level can do what many corporates cannot. Janabi.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up, Wasbir, because I think I'm more and more sure that when women contribute, they will get the confidence to stand side by side with the men. But right now, what is the woman's position in the country? Women contribute just 17% to the country's GDP. We are well below the global average of 37%. Indian women have the lowest share of contribution to the GDP in the world. It's lower than women in China, 41%, Sub-Saharan Africa, 39%, Latin America, 33%. Indian women are contributing 17% to the country's GDP. That must change. I think entrepreneurship is the answer for us. Our country recognizes that. The government is trying to foster the entrepreneurship spirit. You look at the economic survey of 2020, 60% of India's women are sitting at home. They are engaged in full-time housework or in unpaid work. That scenario has to change. Whereas you look at the enterprises owned by women. In India today, we have between 13 to 15 million enterprises owned by women. It's a slight rise from 14% to 20% increase of women-owned enterprises. However, in the Northeast, and under MSME, we find the scenario a little better, with 19% of the MSMEs being owned by women.
Right.
But interesting thing is that the firms are largely registered as women-owned, but run by men, sorry. And the loans are being easier for men to get than for women because of the whole property issue.
Okay.
And the fact that women have not gone beyond the certain level because of the societal pressures and the land rights issue.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
The heartening thing.
Very interesting points you are raising, Janabi. I'll come back to you. I'll have to go for a break, but very quickly, 20 seconds to you, Hasina. Janabi said that, such a large chunk of the women in India sit at home and do nothing. Sit at home and do nothing. Is it a cause for worry?
It is a cause for worry, Wasbir, because even in the sector that I'm in, we are having less women working in the human rights spaces. Even in the social enterprise movement, we're having less women.
Yeah.
The most educated women with the best education and the best exposure, after they get married, they decide to stay back, or after they take on family life, they decide to stay back at home. So it is a worry to the country as a whole, as we are globally going in the whole my generation equal context, so it is a worry because we are not seeing women coming forward. Culturally, I think in a lot of ways, culture has a lot to do with it in the way women are being brought up. But over years, we have also seen that women are very exposed to education and opportunity and skill.
Right.
But still, it does not bring them forward because they decide to stay back home. So
they
that
decide
is a worry,
to stay back
definitely.
home. I think how to change this trend, how to reverse that trend, that will be the big challenges. I'll go for a short break. Don't go away. I'll be right back in this extremely engaging conversation. Welcome back. Dr. Akakitora, you see, a lot of people say, including several of our panel members today, they're saying that, women just sit at home, do nothing, and not because all of them have no opportunity. Sometimes, as Hasina was saying, well-educated women also do not come forward to do something. So they just sit at home after marriage. This is not the general case. There are exceptions. Of course, we have to put that on record. Now, my question is, how can you are a writer. Can the society, can the literature, arts and culture, do you think there is a role for everyone to motivate, to inspire and to create some kind of a movement so that this trend can be reversed?
This resilience is needed. It's a very important question. Hasina and all, I know that we all have, us at certain levels, we all had a roller coaster ride to reach wherever we are today.
Yeah.
And women, basically the housemakers, they are very comfortable in their comfort zone. That's the perennial question, right? Women doesn't want to, most of the women, a larger section of women, they do not want to come out of the comfort zone to make a mark in any levels in the society. Why? Because I need a lot of time and space to discuss about it, because number one, the number one question is the stereotyping. Because women are used to that stereotyping that we women, we have to be housemaker, and number two question is safety of a woman. Because in many instances we have seen that in Saudi Arabia, the women are right now only 2 years back they're given they're allowed to driving license. They're allowed to drive. They to party on a driving license is
that happened only 2 years ago.
Only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Why not? If I'm talking talking about northeastern state, or if I'm talking about Assam, or even if I am talking about any parts of the world, haven't you seen the hashtag Me Too moments? Haven't you heard of the Harvey Weinsteins and all, like everyone? So in wherever you're talking about cultural, you're talking about literature, in everywhere, there's a kind of fear that is gripping a larger section of women. That am I safe if I go out of the comfort zone?
So you mean to say that this trend has to reverse?
So this has to be reversed. A kind of awareness has to be, a motivation should be. It's already happening. Nowadays, women are coming out in larger section, in larger sunk dirt. They want to contribute to all section in economy, in politics, or in social. So the question is that how much I'm not blaming the men folk or the women folk. The perennial question is that how much the society made a woman safe to go out of the comfort zone.
Society and the civil society has also a big role. That is the moot point that Akakitora is making. Let me go to Tara Mansin. Tara, you see, we are talking. Do you think there are a lot of rhetoric involved? You celebrate the International Women's Day, have a big meeting in a hall, and give long lectures, and then forget about it. The main thing is to promote equality, promote safety, give opportunities to women, celebrate their success, bring up unknown people to the limelight. Is this happening? Are you satisfied with what is happening?
No, I'm not at all satisfied, because I feel that we celebrate International Women's Day or any Women's Day just for the sake of celebrating. We try to bring women entrepreneurs who are successful, and then to share the story so the other will get inspired. But after that, what happened is that there's no follow-up. So it's just a token of celebration. People just celebrate with no real impact to the society. So if you want to empower women, we don't have to celebrate the saying International Women Day. Women can be made to feel safe. As you said, women should be given a job to work so that they can fulfill themselves. The real root cause is that, as people were saying, that women stay at home and they become complacent, they don't work. But where is the job for women? But here in my case in Manipur, every woman wants to earn some income. Every woman wants to generate some income. Yeah. So whether they work from home or they go to the market or they run the shop, people of my state are generating income. So just celebrating Women's Day just for the namesake is not enough. We should really, the government should come up with special scheme for women. They should come with new incentive to encourage women. We should encourage entrepreneurs so that women can be really empowered, and then they can really be themselves, a potential contributor to the society.
Right. Now, Hasina, do you also get a sense, will it be correct to also perhaps assume that, sometimes women also suffer from a persecution complex where there is none actually? Do you think that is also happening? And who is responsible for that? Are the women themselves to be blamed for that? For this persecution, suffering from a persecution complex? Or is it reading too much into it?
Well, it has both the aspect. I mean, I would say from a personal journey and a personal exposure and my experiences with working with women across, what I have seen so far is that there's two levels of it. There's one level of the power where women are not willing to come forward in taking charge and moving and breaking the glass ceiling. So breaking the glass ceiling is just not about being in leadership role. It's about day to day in terms of being able to be out there and talking about my generation is equal. Secondly is that at times when they tend to choose to stay back home because they felt that that would be much more easier to keep a family alive or to keep a family together, especially after they settle down, they will always take themselves a back seat because they feel more responsible for that. So in context to my generation equal, where the world is changing very much, I think it's time that both men and women look at this slogan as an opportunity to be participating equally at every level. It's very, very important. And that should also come in the education system that is being imparted in our schools, because the young people are educated in an equal manner, both boys and girls, then that's the way we'll shape in bringing my generation equal. It's not necessary that it's a woman's world or a man's world.
Right.
It's about equality.
Equality comes
from the home. It comes in the school.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all about equality. And when we talk today, it's just not about women, the other gender. So looking in today's year's context, we also have to see an other gender, that they are inclusive of my generation equal.
Right, right. Now, Jarjum, it's not a man's world or a woman's world. It's a question of equality. That's what Hasina is saying. She says that it's not a man's world or a woman's world. It's a question of equality. My question is, how do you expect to get that status of equality? How do you expect to get an equal status? Is somebody going to give you that equal status? Are the women going to snatch it for themselves? What is the road ahead? Are we talking about reservation? What are we talking about actually when we talk about gender equality?
No.
Who is responsible to grant or bring about equality? What is your sense?
Yeah, okay.
Well, Wasbir, there are lots of issues that it would have been wonderful to listen to the other panelists. I can only listen to you and Akake Thora in the studio. The rest I couldn't hear, but the gist that I am getting from your summary, it's interesting. When we say equality, the way we raise our sons in the homes, I think the attitude the boys start getting is from home, and that's where our daughters also have to start learning from. So the parenthood, where both mother and father have to be responsible for the upbringing of both the sons and daughters, and the schools, the parks where our children are growing up, they have to have that kind of environment where boys and girls feel equals. And that kind of competition should get into academics or whichever their chosen field of works and occupation. It's when we talk about the need for more women in outside home, in jobs or in business or in polity, I personally find that we are also, in the beginning also I mentioned about how women and their achievement is undermined. We don't appreciate the works of women who are staying at homes, the kind of upkeep of the place they do, the kind of cooking they do, looking after everyone.
Right.
Why can't we quantify their
We cannot quantify. We cannot really quantify their
economy.
We cannot quantify their efforts. Now, Janabi,
Exactly.
Janabi,
Exactly. And so when we are saying that women are not going out, if they have opportunities, they will go out. But most women find their responsibility towards the upkeep of the family and the family members as priority. So let's respect their choices also.
Absolutely. Now, Janabi, Jarju Meti has made a very interesting point. He said that all this effort to bring in equality actually begins at home. He raised the sociological issues. He said that everything should start at home. It's all about parenting, how you are inculcating the feelings, how you are inculcating the values among your children, whether they are boys or girls. So this is basically what Jarjumeti is saying. Janabi, what is your take on this? This whole thing should actually begin at home. Okay. We have just lost that line to Janabi. Akaki, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
That you have to start from home.
Yeah. Charity begins at home, And when talking about all the issues of equality between the gender, I said I am not talking about any gender specific rule, and so it's about being human and be sensitive to the issues pertaining to women. And there one particular word is everyone from household, if be she be a housemaker, be she be a pilot, be she be a driver, be she be an woman entrepreneur, be she be a whoever she is, one particular word should be used and should be very much used by the society is respect for someone, whether she is a housemaker or whether she is not.
All right.
And lack of this is, I think, the root cause of all the problems we are having
root
right
cause
now.
of all the problems. Is Janabi back? Yeah, Janabi, the question is, everything should start at home. What are the values you are inculcating to the children? That's the point that Jarjumati made. Do you agree to that?
The more you educate the woman, you educate the family, you educate the community. So,
Continue. Yes.
So it's very important that
Yeah.
the digital divide doesn't get wider. Our women, who are willing to learn, whether it's rural or urban sector, with more exposure to mobile telephony, they will be the first to come ahead and educate themselves. So that is very important. And then when we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution, which is already upon us, how well are we taking
I think the audio quality, we'll have to cut you, Janabi, sorry about that. We'll fix and come back to you for one last time. Tara, at the end of the day, Tara Mansin, at the end of the day, what do you think is the road ahead? How do we achieve the goal of this year's theme, that is generation equality? How do we get there?
Well, as we said, as we all have discussed, generation equality means there should be equality between the people of all ages. People from the youngest to the oldest should be able to realize the full potential and then know that what is the word. If you teach the child what the word it is right from home, from the parents, that they're saying that
Right.
the role of home is very important, and then go on as they grow up into adulthood. I think everybody should take the responsibility to bring about respecting both men and women, boys and girls, and also what are roles and responsibilities.
Let's fix
and
the
then
audio with
most important thing is that
Janabi.
women should realize that we are worthy. We can contribute a lot to society. So
Right.
if we take this point into consideration, I think what UN have hoped to achieve, I think we'll be able to achieve
All
it.
right. All right. Final comments from you, Hasina Karbi. Last word. I'm running short of time. Hasina.
Well, I think it starts from home, definitely. And the more we educate our children at a young age at home, both boys and girls, about generation equality and also the other gender, we are going to move toward a very progressive way of encouraging more women participation. And I think by and large, it's so critical and very important that it's not about tokenism, it's your right. If the human right principles, or we talk about a constitutional right, it looks at both men and women equal. So that equality has to be achieved, and each woman has to feel that they have a right for that, and they have to be brought up like that from the time they were small. That's very important.
Okay, I don't know whether Jarjum is with me. Okay, final comments, 20 seconds, Jarjum. She's not on the screen. Let's have Jarjum on the screen. We can have everybody on the screen, actually.
Let me
Yes.
wish. Yeah, let me wish everyone on the panel and off the panel a very happy Women's Day for the 8th March, and also appeal to all the people, especially in the region, to ensure that their women folk are safe and secure, and also
All
able
right.
to give their best inputs.
Okay. Final comments, 20 seconds to you, Janabi. Janabi, 20 seconds, last word.
The Equal campaign this year, it highlights 6 key areas: championing women's policy innovation, upholding equality for women at street, supporting issues of workplaces so women can work together, supporting women to earn on the
Okay, I think that audio is very unclear. Sorry about that. Kaki, final comments, 10 seconds to you.
So I think silence and withdrawal cannot be a solution to any problem while we'll talk about humanity and equality. So the time has come that this is the need of an hour that all the women folk, along with everyone, all sections of society should be vocal about what they want, and the society should be in a position to provide all the opportunities, all kind of respect, all the opportunities, I say privileges, to march forward with the same footing with
absolutely. Tara Mansin, are you hopeful at the end of the day? Are you hopeful? Things will be all right, Tara Mansin?
Yeah. Yes, I'm hopeful, and I know that things will become better. Only the thing is that what my request is that give us equal opportunity, give us access to resources, so that women also can shine and find a place in the sun.
Absolutely.
And we know that if a woman is empowered, the family will empower.
Absolutely.
Yes.
On that,
and the society will be empowered.
Absolutely. On that hopeful note, I, on behalf of Northeast Live, wish every woman in the Northeast and our country, and of course everywhere else, a very happy International Women's Day tomorrow. I thank all my panelists for participating in very, very engaging manner, and the viewers for watching the show. Good night and goodbye.
Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.